Anthony, where'd you get those shoes?
You like my shoes?
Yeah, I really do.
I was in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and it was around Christmas time. I was there visiting my family, and I wandered into a bit of a secondhand shop.
That's where you got them.
Looking for gifts.
And
I found shoes that not only fit and had been previously owned, but didn't seem gross and weird, like I was putting my foot into somebody else's life.
And I thought for sure you bought those from some like billion-dollar designer.
No, they were probably like $7.
Jesus, those are really dope. My name is Chad Smith.
I'm Anthony Kiedis.
My name is Hilarious J. Moneypants.
And I'm Flea.
We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Collectively, if you will.
And we're on iTunes. And we're very happy about it.
In about 1985 and a half, 1986, Rick Rubin, who was a much younger man, and he strolled into the belly of EMI Records where we had a little recording space.
They were about to sign to a new record company, and the person from the new record company suggested that I get together with them and see what happens.
Yeah, he had a couple of the Beastie Boys in tow, and they just wanted to see what this scuttlebutt was about a local club band called the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Just to check us out, we're going to play for them. And they looked at us with terrified and shock horror. And after a couple of songs, they got up and they said, "We got to go." And we did not see them again for years. I later found out they were scared to death of the energy that was in that room. Rick did not know what to think of it. He thought we were madmen on the brink of complete and utter death and disaster. He did. He thought like someone was going to die that day in a room and he didn't want to be there for it.
It was just like the dismal display of lack of human spirit that he had ever witnessed.
Yes, it is true.
What was true, Flea?
It's very true.
What's true?
It's very true that Mark Romanek, who directed the Can't Stop video, was inspired and wanted to replicate and found inspiration in the sculpture of the great German sculptor Erwin Wurm, the contemporary sculptor, who we had looked at many, many treatments for this video, people with all these wacky ideas, and then we finally saw a picture of a guy with a pencil coming out of his nose, and we were like, this is it, let's do it.
Sometimes you just know that it's it. All you need is a little scrap of paper with a drawing on it. But he was also inspired by being a director and just going to studios where you film stuff. Because the other day when we were filming stuff in a giant TV studio, there was tons of that yellow piping everywhere. And I sort of realized where he got his inspiration for that whole traveling through the snake, because he sees it every day at work.
Right.
He runs into that shit every day.
Can't stop the spirits when they need you. This life is more than just a read-through.
I nearly had a heart attack when we got nominated for Californication. I'm just kidding. Really, our band, the things that make us really excited and happy are when the creative process is a richly rewarding experience, and when we are in love with each other enough to really connect on a deep level with our music. And all the other stuff it's really like icing. It's nice to be recognized, and we're grateful for people to enjoy our music, but it's really not something that we put a lot of value in.
For me, the time that I really feel that sense of like surprise is a lot of the time, like when we're writing, when we, at the end of the day, we have some song that just came out of nowhere and we're just like, where did that come from, or when I'm in the studio and we're doing guitar solos or something, and then I listen back and there's just this solo just happened. When you go with these things that are based on like inspiration, they just happen and they come out of nowhere and you don't even remember. Your subconscious activity is so strong that you're not really even conscious of what's going on, and that's big place that our music comes from. So that's usually the times when we're surprised. Like the success, it happens so slowly.
Yeah, just like getting invited to a corporate party just doesn't hold the same impact as like writing a great song and like hearing it back for the first time from the speakers when you're in the studio and you just like rock with your brothers.
We can talk about the crazy By the Way stunts in the video for By the Way.
I did all my own stunts.
I actually broke my leg in that video. in 3 places I fractured my femur, broke my little toe. John drove over my foot, and he's never said sorry.
You did do your own stunt, though, I remember, in the video.
I did a couple of stunts. I did one stunt where I had to break a window with my elbow, and I had to hit it really hard.
Yeah.
And then I had to crawl out a moving vehicle and jump from one vehicle into another vehicle.
They wanted him to use the stuntman, but he said no, I'm going to do this myself.
He said, I'm way too much of a stud.
I got on the phone with Clint Eastwood, and I was like, they want to use stuntman. He's like, don't let him do it.
She's such a little DJ. Get that quick, my streets, but not the freeway. Turn that chick to make a little leeway. Beat that Nick, but not the way that we play.
It was a weird feeling meeting your own stuntman, you know. He's this guy who bears a sort of resemblance to you, but he's not really you, but from the back he looks like you. You know, he was similar to me in a certain way, and not in other ways.
I still don't know why they got a small female Filipino to play me as a stunt person.
The directors were inspired by that movie Amores Perros. They wanted to make it look like that.
John and Val, directors of the By the Way video. Dayton and Ferris.
And they have a new movie, Little Miss Sunshine. It's really funny.
Really funny movie.
And I have a daughter named Little Miss Sunshine.